Well, hello there, guys, and welcome to the Elbe. This time we are playing as the British forces, and we have a pretty tough job, because what we're trying to do here is actually cross the Elbe, take these objective zones from the Soviets. They're more than ready to, of course, go to war with us, and that definitely worries me. Let's go ahead and get started. Let's hope that the British can push across here. I'd actually like to see if I can place them a little bit closer, seeing as we already know essentially where they're going to be moving. So we're actually going to place them a little farther up right here. And we'll do the same with the British on this side. The only guys I'm going to keep behind is going to be our mortars, our artillery, etc. So actually, these guys we might not be able to place as easily. I'm still going to try, folks. And let's place them right about here. All right, guys, with that getting started, we are going to go ahead and begin the battle. I want to give these guys some orders right off the bat, and the first order is going to be an immediate move to advance across the Elbe. Now, this is going to be dangerous for a number of reasons, but not least of which, there's probably going to be enemies waiting on that other side, prepared to fight back against us. So I want to start moving forward with any vehicles we have, any vehicles that can provide some support. So for instance, we've got some chieftains here that should be able to provide quite a lot of support as we cross. Eventually, we want to get them across too, but for now, I think it might be enough for them just to advance and wait on this side of the Elbe as we move the rest of the men forward. As you can see, they've got quite a few actual homes here where the enemy could have AT units, infantry units, whatever. So we're going to have to move forward and find out exactly what they've got in this actual area. Also going to try to unload some infantry there, but I think we should get a bit closer before we do that. Nonetheless, we'll take the risk here and see if it pays off a little bit later. All right, one of our scout cars already being immobilized there. Kind of expected that. What we want to try to do is get eyes on target. And another thing we can actually do is call in our air support. I'm going to bring in the Gazelle. It's kind of a scout helicopter, but it could be shot down pretty quickly. I'm really not sure how that's going to work out for us. In fact, I'm going to delete this waypoint and unload some of these vehicles, if possible. So we actually have some teams inside that could do a lot more damage if they made contact with a vehicle. So let's go ahead and do that. With the rest of these vehicles, we are going to continue moving forward. Even with the tanks over here, we're going to keep that forward momentum. What I want those helicopters, and I want target reference points. Where the hell are those scouts? Mech infantry close enough, I guess. But we definitely want to try and get some scouts up. It's actually a surface-to-air missile. That's not going to help us actually locate the enemy, but it's definitely going to help us if the enemy has any sort of air superiority of their own. Or air support, I should say. I'm not sure if they actually do have air superiority. I think we might with those two Harriers that we get to use in this battle. All right, that being said, guys, we will return to the front lines once the battle commences. All right, we're starting to already spot targets here, guys. Right across, it looks like it's going to be infantry. I definitely want to stop that right there. Delete the waypoint. I think it's already deleted. And it looks like we took out a recon vehicle, a BRDM recon vehicle. Absolutely beautiful. I hate these recon vehicles. They're going to be able to spot our basically our advance across this river. So the last thing we need is to deal with them. Let me also get these tanks, and I'm sort of going to pivot them here to the right, guys, to spot any of the enemies sort of watching from over here. I definitely expect them to be watching, so I want to go ahead and prepare for that possibility. Let's also see if we can't go ahead and fire off some of this artillery. I'm going to throw some high explosive rounds actually over here. It's going to be hard to get a spotter, though, and over here as well. Though over here we have a little bit more of a chance of actually hitting the target. And again, if it was nighttime, I would fire illumination rounds. I don't think they're going to make much of a difference right now. So 2 over here and 2 over here. I think that's fair. It's going to be hell getting across this little riverbank, but we have no choice, guys. We've got to push through. Already targeting the enemy. Let's delete that waypoint. Once we get a spot, I really think we want to stop right there and target the enemy. There we go. Oh, beautiful shot, man. Absolutely beautiful. Looks like our mortars are also ready to fire. Full king and country. Well, full queen and country, I should say. Let's fire again. Keep these areas continuously under fire. Again, I don't know how effective this is going to be without spotters, but let's hope it brings us some luck. Okay, actually these infantry units are already out. I'm gonna grab them. Alright, we've got some enemies finally managing to hit us here. Again, I'll delete the waypoints and let the tank essentially just be our supporting fire. And these chieftains, as you guys have seen in previous battles, they've got some very good range. Alright guys, I think it's time to call in some air support. Let's bring in one of those Harrier jets right there. He's inbound. And I'll try to guess another location here for where I think the enemy could be. It's going to be that same location there. Wow, he already destroyed them just with one shot there. So we could call off those Harriers, or we could still have them come in and just hope that we still spot some enemies on the way in. I think that's absolutely a possibility. 3 minutes before they're inbound. By that point, we could absolutely have eyes on more enemy targets like this one right here. And that's a recon unit. Definitely want to get rid of him. Let's keep that that mortar fire constant as well. Fire away. These guys are really struggling to get across. It's beginning to dawn on me that maybe we just need to go ahead and unload all of our infantry. Let's go ahead and cancel that. Let's just unload and see if they can't get across a little bit easier than the vehicles. Should be able to wade across quite easily. Alright, hold on a second, guys. We're just now taking indirect fire. That's going to be artillery fire, and a pretty good call by the enemy, no doubt about it. Especially since some of our tanks have stopped here, are otherwise immobilized, like this guy right here. The scout car is immobilized, but the tank is also having difficulty moving. And I'll try to unload, but I don't think that's going to be a possibility. Pretty much just got to stay put. Wow. Yeah, we got major incoming fire. My goodness. Keep your heads down, boys. Keep those heads down. Bloody hell. It's going to be rough. 50 seconds before those choppers come in at least. That's certainly going to be helpful. But nobody likes this continuous fire. I'm trying to see where it's coming from. And I think we can sometimes tell. Look closer here at the actual incoming rounds. It's got to be somewhere over in this sector. Oh my goodness, guys. They are just bombing the hell out of this town. You can actually see the water effects there. I love that when it hits the water, just that massive splash. Alright, chopper inbound. Might want to change the location of those shots. Again, I'm just going to guess here. High explosive. There we go, guys. Chopper incoming. Actually, no, these are our planes. These are our Harriers. Are they going to spot anything, though? I don't think they are. Looks like we just spotted something with our tank. Let's delete that waypoint and fire at that target immediately. Beautiful. An enemy PT-76 recon. So they've got a ton of recon here. And I think they're using that artillery to try and really keep us back. Alright, mortars are ready to fire. Let's keep that fire hot, boys. There we go. Looks like we have spotted someone. Certainly the, actually those were once again another group of Harriers. Where are those damn choppers? There are the choppers. But the Harriers definitely saw some targets. And it's a randomized opportunity whether or not they'll come back to the battle. It looks like one group is going to try to regroup. whereas the other group is getting out of here. They want nothing more to do with this battle. It's also could just be they simply don't have any more ammunition. They're not close enough to an air base, etc. These are all factors that obviously go into this. And I gotta say, the Soviets did a really good job on this right side, stopping us. The question is, can we make it to the left side in one piece? We'll have to wait and see. And again, these are supposed to be scout planes. They're attack helicopters, but they can definitely see enemies. I think we see one right there. Yeah, I definitely see an enemy right there. So let's go ahead and let's change that high explosive to over here. Hopefully this is going to go really well. The Gazelle is already taking fire. That's my sort of my worst nightmare is the Gazelle taking fire. See if we can at least get some of our infantry out of these vehicles. I think that's one way we could at least get eyes on the situation. No pun intended. Oh my goodness. Alright guys, they are turning their artillery fire to this side now. I mean, that artillery to them is invaluable. It's the only way that they're actually holding out here. Let's advance once again into the embankment. I'm actually amazed that this unit got all the way out here, but here they are. We've got our mech infantry platoon already taking hits there from what looks like a tracked vehicle all the way in the distance. Come on, boys. We need you moving fast right now. Let's see. Oh, that Harrier's still regrouping. We might be able to pop the Gazelle in here, guys, quickly once again. Oh my goodness, look at all those enemies. Alright, ready with the fire. Let's go ahead and fire the artillery at that area. And then we're going to switch our target to right there, obviously. Okay, wait a minute. We already got eyes on target. Stop with the chieftains. Come on now. Those guys are moving quickly, guys. Those are definitely T-64s. Yup, absolutely some T-64s. And they are not going to be kind to us. Oh, come on, guys. I want that air support right now. Air support always arrives too late. Let's go ahead and see if we can get our artillery going. I'm going to get a new mission. A bunch of guns. A bunch of volleys. Let's set target. Right there. Should only take 1 minute to set the mission. It's pretty good timing. Unless I'm blind and that says 7. I hope not. I really hope not. Right, like, looks like these guys got in pretty easily. At this point, we just want to advance on the location. I'm going to keep the chieftains there. They can keep on spotting. But it looks like we are almost to the objective points. Remember, guys, that's the mission, taking the objective points. You know, body count's not as important. What's important is actually taking this area. If the enemy fails to defend it, that's it. You know, it's ours. Doesn't matter if they have more kills than us, which I'm almost certain they're going to, considering the amount of artillery they lobbed at us and at this poor town right here. Ooh. Alright, let's fire for effect with the artillery. Fire all. Okay, guys, we occupied the crossroads. And that's just with 1 tank unit, so that's not too bad. So we're going to occupy this area as well. Going to once again unload the infantry here. And our aircraft is now ready. I'm going to go ahead, guys, and call in the air support. Let's call in the Harrier. As long as they're in this general area, I think that's fine. Oh my goodness, there we go. Artillery finally struck. We've got to keep firing, guys. The enemy's got plenty of arty left. Fire all. Keep it up, guys. Let us keep it up. We've got to be hitting things there. Just the amount of shots here, and certainly we've got units on this area. Go ahead, delete all waypoints, and once again, I want to try and unload. Really maintain a proper military presence. Alright, it continues, and it looks like our tank has spotted a target. Let's delete all waypoints, and let's hope this is one of those dreaded artillery pieces. I think it's actually just another tank. And the Chieftain is taking fire. That is terrifying. Come on, boys, come on. Fire again, Chieftain. Fire again. We can't lose you. Nice. There we go, guys. Enemy tracked vehicle destroyed. I'm almost certain that that's going to be a tank. And here we've got just the standard enemy APC. Let's try to pop her as well. Fire, fire, fire. Alright, looks like we lost the Chieftain there. And we still haven't taken this area either. The outpost. I'm going to delete all these waypoints right here, and I'm just going to go ahead and order a fast move for most of our units. And we are almost at the embankment at this point. And there we go. Finally, we've got eyes on some targets. And I'm going to advance. I'm not going to fast move. I'm going to advance with these units. These guys are already firing. Might as well keep them right there. As long as we've got eyes on target, beautiful. And it's enemy tanks trying to cut us off here from the western side of town. But I think we can finish them off with enough shots from our Chieftains. Get them, boys. Come on. Okay, oh my goodness, once again, man. Coming in so close, 10 seconds from air support, guys. But I don't know just how much that air support is going to help. Got a nice missile going out as well. Right there into the side of that tank, but it missed just barely. It's also not at the best angle, admittedly. And man, these things are still advancing. This is the power of the T-64. Looks like we finally... No, it's still going. I am amazed. Come on. All right, there we go. Harriers incoming. Oh my goodness. Those Harriers absolutely bombarded the hell out of this area. Good job, boys. You could see the massive bombs. Almost looks like 400-pound bombs, 500-pound bombs. You guys can guess, but that is incredible. And now we're really having a proper fight here. We've also taken the outpost. I'm going to delete that waypoint once again. I think we can cancel the artillery here. We're actually going to switch it. So let me set the target. We've got a spotter very, very close, guys. So I'm actually going to fire. It's going to be pretty much danger close. But I think this is what we need to get into that last objective, and we're absolutely going to be hitting enemy targets here. We can already see just how badly we've damaged them with the air support, the artillery, and, of course, just the standard infantry that we're using. just have to keep this up. Look at all the artillery that's hit that position. And I just want to keep bringing in the rounds. Come on, boys. Let's do it. Still see the enemy artillery. I mean, this is very much back and forth. There we go. I'm starting to see... Oh my goodness, that's got to be the enemy artillery. Let's go... Oh, we have no high explosive left. I guess we can pop some illumination rounds. Looks like they're firing into the same area, so I don't think they actually have any units here. We'll go ahead and fire a volley, but I doubt it. These guys are going to be the heroes here of the Elbe. Alright, starting to see another enemy, and it's actually our infantry engaging. I didn't want to have this happen, to have these guys have to engage an armored vehicle at this distance, but you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes, guys. They do have law rockets. They technically could take that thing out, and I think it actually got taken out by the mech infantry section with a heat missile. Absolutely beautiful shot. Really good work by our guys. And let's go ahead and once again fire for effect. So despite them firing into that area, you know, they definitely have units there. I think they're thinking the same thing we are, which is to try and kill as many of our guys here as possible to secure and hold that point. Let's go ahead once again, just a fast move. With this section, I'm just going to go ahead, and we have taken embankment, guys. We've got all three at this point. I believe that's a victory, but maybe we need to further secure that victory. Firing those illumination rounds. I like how those illumination rounds also drift, guys. I just noticed that. They don't just pop up there and stay. They actually drift. I think it's also depending on the wind, etc. Direction of the wind. That's pretty cool. So it could give us some extra insight on enemy positions. But again, if it's not nighttime, I don't know how effective that's really going to be. This whole map is completely, I mean completely destroyed. It's just been horribly bombed. This would without a doubt be the start of hostilities outright. It wouldn't just be a one-off engagement. This would have to lead to war. When you just imagine the civilian loss here, the infrastructure loss for both sides, it's pretty intense stuff. Both sides of the river here suffered. There's just no doubt about that. Okay, we're going to go ahead and call that artillery once again. Fire all. And once again, we are spotting the enemy with some tanks. Yeah, the battle's not over. The enemy is still trying to push here for a victory. Come on, you can do it, boys. Ooh, we're taking some pretty nasty hits. Yeah, we should definitely start unloading these boys and getting into these buildings. I mean, so far the infantry has done an okay job at stopping the enemy. You can see that our tank out there, lonely by himself, is not going to survive. Let's do a new mission this time. It looks like we still have plenty of guns. And set the target over here. There's just so many enemies approaching here. I'm going to set it a little more forward. There we go. We see another enemy unit. Beautiful. He's down. Wheeled vehicle. Almost certainly a tank once again, guys. And we've got some enemy air support. Now, we do have some man pads, I believe. A few anti-air units. But I don't know how effective they're going to be here. You can see as soon as the enemy shows up, we light them up. Looking pretty good there. There we go. That's a shot. So close to getting a kill there, and they are dropping some pretty massive bombs right there on the enemy, on our, I should say, our fellow soldiers in the river. Definitely not the best situation, but we've got to deal with it, boys. Once again, we have spotted enemies, this time enemy infantry. And I mean, our men have just been so brave today, but we need them to keep it up. We can't stop here. They need to continue. Keep it up, boys. Keep it up. All right, let's see if we can call in some more air support. We can, guys. We're going to bring in the Harrier right there, extremely close to this area. Get them, boys. Get them. This has got to be probably our most intense battle yet in this game, I think, without a doubt. We have never been this close to the enemy in such a modern battle, and I love it, guys. It is pretty cool. There we go. Nice shooting. Not all of our units are going to be able to get in those fancy buildings. We have to actually stop and focus fire before we keep on moving. I'm going to advance this guy as well. I'm loving this so far. We're hitting enemy T-62s. We're hitting all sorts of enemy vehicles. I'm going to try to save this HQ right here. He's taking pretty heavy artillery fire. Get him, get him. And this mechanized infantry has been so useful here that I kind of want to just completely spread it all around the place. We are just stopping enemy armor everywhere. Despite their consistent attack with the artillery, we are managing to break across the Elbe here. And let's face it, artillery can never be 100% accurate. But I think the idea is really to scare the hell out of your opponent, lower their morale, and also sort of make them uncertain as to where you're going to attack next. You know, if artillery's shot 1 minute, then maybe you wait 10 minutes, fire again. Just people don't know when that next volley is going to come. But as you can see here, even with tremendous strikes, not every strike hit its mark. Now I'll admit a lot of them did, but not every single one. Let's fire those illumination rounds. Why not? We're over there in that area. Might as well. 35 seconds, guys, until we get those Harriers. The Harriers have also been absolutely amazing in this battle, in their willingness to assist us whenever we needed that help. Delete that waypoint as well. Let's delete all waypoints. And I fear that our boys are also running out of actual heat rockets, etc. Our infantry, at least, is. That's never a good sign. Good shot by the Chieftain. Absolutely amazing shot. And there we go. Inbound air support. Did it manage to hit the target? I'm not sure. The Harrier is definitely taking some fire, though. It might go down behind enemy lines if we're not careful. Oh boy, we just lost an HQ unit. That is not what I was expecting. We were doing so well as well there for a long, long time. Let's hope we can go back to that. Again, the Chieftains, guys, just getting epic kills. And I'm going to keep on firing here. I mean, once again, we still have enemy units moving through the area. So, no issue with that. At that distance, it's very hard to get a shot. I like the position here of the Chieftain, though. Is taking fire. He's scratching, looks pretty confident, and oh my goodness. That looks like set the area on fire. Because as long as they remain inside, they'll be fine. Unless that functions like an oven, and they just start cooking off. Looks like we did lose the Chieftain, guys. Just gotta keep this gunfire going. Hopefully the Soviets will lose the will to fight here. Keep it up, boys. Keep it up. We can take prisoners if they put their hands up, but otherwise, just keep firing. And it looks like it's actually getting darker here. So it could be that we fire those illumination rounds and they potentially could help a little bit here. Looks like our guys might be firing carbines. And again, if we can knock out all their armor there and all they have are infantry, I'm fairly sure they're going to give up. They can't win with just infantry. Our guys are out shooting them almost in every situation, and that'll continue to be the case. They have to run to cover. See, this time we get to just open fire on these guys without any consequence is beautiful. You can see the mech infantry there firing semi-auto rifles. That's why we are hearing, it sounds like a carbine. It's just like click, 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 click. Very, very awesome stuff, though, that we're using like sort of 1963 era rifles. I think they can be quite accurate. Keep on firing. This is a little farther than 1963, but I'm just saying some of the weaponry we're using is from that era. Amazing. I mean, they are doing everything to get across here and stop us from securing our position on this side of the Elbe. They know what that means for them. They know that that means we're so much closer to all of their other positions. We can spread across Germany and eventually into the Soviet Union if they're not careful. This is a terrifying situation for them. So I'm sure their generals have given them the order, if you don't make it across there, you're going to be going to the Gulag anyway. So likely just try. You see, these guys are kind of out of the fight. They've lost 4 of their buddies in battle, either wounded or killed. So we also want to push forward, get some more units in here. So far, the positioning is fine. I'm just kind of worried they could actually break through. They just have so many units. Just by force of numbers alone, they could get in here. They have definitely lost the stomach to fight those units specifically, but the rest seem to be in the battle. We don't even really have eyes on them. Although you can see, guys, all the bombs dropped by the Harriers, the amount of pounding the enemy has taken. I'm not surprised that some of their units are just getting the hell out of here. 2 more enemies down, my goodness. Suddenly, I think the enemy might have more casualties. Okay, there we go. We've got some more tanks. No more air support as far as I know. But nonetheless, we've definitely got a view on those tanks. Let's just hope the Chieftain can knock this guy out. Come on, Chieftain. We're relying on you. Ooh, he's looking at us. It's a miss. Completely missed and actually hit the house. Sorry about that, folks. I'm not talking to you guys. I'm talking to the people in that house. Fire. Come on, fire. Alright, hit. It's a no damage hit. And yeah, I think we may have lost. Absolutely, we did lose the tank there. Still got some more tanks actually crossing, guys. But as you can imagine, that's going to take a little while. And here we go. Some more Soviets trying to get across. Hit another tracked vehicle. It's got to be a tank. Let's see if these guys have gotten the message yet. I don't think so. We're going to have to order them forward. I think any rational side would at this point ask for a ceasefire, but the enemy's just not going to do that. And I doubt that they would accept one. This would end in a draw. I don't want that to happen. We still have a fighting chance to get a total victory, but as you can see, that enemy artillery is starting to really burn everything up here, starting to burn some of our infantry units out of these buildings, and it's just going to continue spreading. Once again, this area is not even fit for fighting at this point. It is a no man's land. Oof. It's completely immobilized. Lads, only a few of us left. Let's get moving with everybody. We should have actually brought over these 2 additional tanks, but I wanted to kind of keep them back for reserve. In retrospect, they could have been used here. Come on, beautiful hit. And once again, that was destroyed by the mech infantry section. We're getting more luck out of them than out of our chieftains. I'm not sure if it's just a more certain hit. I'm not sure what the story is there, but it is working pretty well for us. I can load everybody here. Keep that mech infantry coming out. Alright, here we go. Some artillery. I hope it's not too late. Let's fire all guns. Fire all. And it's a tactical defeat. That's kind of tough to imagine just because, you know, we did manage to take all 3 points, but I guess we had more casualties. But we killed more of the enemy vehicles. And it looks like the enemy lost one actual airplane here. Or sorry, we lost one. The enemy lost none. That could be the issue, just losing something as valuable as a Harrier. I'm not sure, but what do you guys think? Do you think we approached this well? If so, let us know how, and thank you so much once again for watching, guys. I'll catch you on the next one.